Hey, it's Joseph for Zenny62. So, with 2 weeks left before the 2020 presidential election, a new tell-all book has come out entitled Tower of Lies. Now, this is written by a former vice president of the Trump organization, Barbara Ress. Now, in her book, she details the racism of the Trump administration, especially when she was the lead architect and engineer of the Trump Tower. Now, what she explains is that there was multiple incidents where they had black workers working in prominent areas of the tower, and he would come and ask for them to be removed because he didn't want, quote unquote, black people building his buildings. And there were also incidents where he had stated that he doesn't want black people coming to purchase his multi-million-dollar homes or million-dollar complexes inside the Trump Tower. One of the incidents that I found interesting was during this Trump organization, the build-up of it, Bob Ress, who I mentioned is the author of this book, was looking for interns. And so it happened to be that one of the architectural or engineering interns that was going to be working with her, that she was going to get as an intern, was waiting out in the Trump lobby. And he was very upset by that. And he didn't want that engineering student, that architectural engineering student, in the lobby waiting, because he didn't want no one to see that there was black people or a black person inside his buildings. Now, what's ironic about this story is that this student, he might have been a graduate at the time, was overqualified in one of the most sought after students with regards to the architect and engineering department for the Trump Tower, again headed by Barbara Ress. And what she had mentioned was that this behavior has increasingly have gotten worse. And there was also statements that there was also a black accountant who was supposed to be working on the Trump books in the casino. And there are stories about, and in a different book, stories about Donald Trump only wanting Jews to count his money. So, whether that you consider that racist or not, that leave it up to you, the viewer, to digest. But there is, in fact, a legacy of racism with the Trump administration. There had been several lawsuits with Trump himself during the 80s, during this time that Barbara Ress is referring to. And those documents can be looked up in New York State public records. And so, interesting that this book would come out obviously 2 weeks before the election. Obviously, it gets a lot of airplay. And so, again, Barbara Ress, former vice president of the Trump organization, has called out Donald Trump, and she is emphatic that she doesn't want him to be reelected in the 2020 presidential election. So we will definitely see what the outcome of that is, and again, keep it here on Zenny62, and don't forget to like and subscribe.